Slap Squad, welcome back to another Power Slap video. Power Slap 13 kicks off Friday, June 27th. We have a host of champions, but will they leave Friday night as champions, or will the challengers be able to usurp them and take that title away from them? I have some thoughts and some predictions on that, but before we get into that, Paige Vanzant gave an update on why she had to pull out of Power Slap 13 for the first ever females women's belt. That is a significant moment in Power Slap history, but after she gives her update, I'll come back to you with a quick analysis and just give my thoughts about her situation in total. So let's go ahead and see what she has to say.
My upcoming Power Slap match for a title is postponed. Unfortunately, I had to pull out. I have what is called a spontaneous spinal epidural hematoma. If it does get bigger, yes, there is a chance I will be paralyzed. And that's just kind of a reality that I've, come to accept. I mean, it's concerning and I'm being very careful, and obviously I pulled out for a reason, but the way I feel right now, I have a feeling this was just a freak thing. My body's gonna reabsorb the bleed. It's not gonna get worse. So it actually didn't come from training. It is a 1 in a million freak, crazy injury that happened in my neck. So the Power Slap team has been super helpful. Everybody at the UFC, they've been so helpful in getting my scans and stuff reviewed.
So first off, shout out to Mr. Slap for posting this. I love your content, brother. If you see this, great job. Second off, Paige Vanzant. First off, I hope she gets well. I hope she rests up, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. She was supposed to go up against Michelle Brown. I had her as my champion. I had Paige Vanzant as my champion. I thought that she was going to win, and I thought it was going to be pretty lopsided too. So it didn't happen, but what I want for her is just to get healthy and then return back to the competitive scene, because I never want to see someone like her paralyzed or unable to do the things that she loves to do, which is obviously competing, MMA, working out. That's her whole thing. And so I would hate for something like a catastrophic injury, in my opinion, to take that ability away from her. And we would never want that over here at Legendary MMA. We support her on all her platforms. Go to her page, leave her likes, leave her comments. Let's pray for her, and let's wish her a speedy recovery in this event. So moving on, we're going to get into some predictions really quickly for Power Slap 13. I'm going to move my camera so I'm not, I'm going to move my camera so I'm not in the way. Right here between these two gentlemen, as if I'm a referee. Okay, Dumpling, you stay over there. Okay. Oh, yep. Wait. You stay over there, okay? Dumpling, listen to me. I know. Just wait. Friday, it's coming, okay? Just wait. Whoa, big fella. Whoa. It's coming, okay? We have the champion of the super heavyweight division, Vasily, better known as Dumpling, versus the Hawaiian Hitman, the Crazy Hawaiians brothers. So for this match, I'm just going to tell you straight off rip, I'm going Dumpling. He was able to beat the Crazy Hawaiian and take the belt from him. I don't know if the Hawaiian Hitman is going to be able to do. Dumpling can take a shot, man, but he can also give it. So I'm kind of curious for this matchup, to be honest with you. But if I was a betting man, I'm betting on Dumpling. We're going down to Ron Bata versus Russell Riverio, the Wolverine himself. Listen, when you get a name named Wolverine, say less. There's nothing else to say. If you get a name that, y'all know who Wolverine is, right? The Claws? No, sir. We don't want no smoke over here. We're going with the champion, Ron Bata, again. I picked him last time. I'm going to pick him this time. Then we're going to run really quickly into the champion, Anthony Blackburn. Now, y'all know, if you don't know and you haven't been here before on Power Slap on this channel, Anthony Blackburn is probably my favorite Power Slapper out of anybody, to be honest with you. I think he's a savage. I think he's an absolute animal. And I think anybody that goes up against Anthony Blackburn, it's going to be a rough night for you, and you might go to sleep. You might be sleepy. The man's got NyQuil in his hand, so you might be out of there, to be honest with you. But either way, I'm going with Anthony Blackburn. Nothing against the guys on the right, on the left half of the screen. I'm going to keep it real. But I just think that these guys, the champions, I just think that they're the real deal, man. I don't think the belt changes Friday. But again, we're going to be live Friday, so you know, you'll see my live reactions over there if you want to stop by and hang out with your boy. Then we're going to go into Emmanuel Munoz versus Christopher K.O. Thomas. Now, these two actually already have some history before. They already matched up before, but this time I feel like this would be a contender thing. So what I would say is I like Emmanuel Munoz, I really do. And Christopher got rocked the last time he went up against Munoz. I'm gonna go Munoz. After that last match that he had with Blackburn, that was a hell of a 5-rounder. I know people are not, this sport hasn't grown to the levels that it needs to yet. That was a hell of a 5-round fight between him and Anthony Blackburn, and so rightfully so, he should be ranked #1 in here. And so for that, because he can take a shot as well as give a shot, I'm going with Emmanuel Munoz. That's just my prediction. Now we have an interesting matchup between James Sickman and Pono Paul. Say less, I'm going Pono. If you ain't never seen Pono, remember the name, because he's gonna be around. He's gonna be a force to be reckoned with for a lot in this heavyweight division. He's my favorite to win the championship. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I think Buddy is just blessed with power. So I'm going Pono Paul in this one. I like James Sickman. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I mean, he has an awkward way of slapping, but he gets the job done. I'm not gonna lie. But Pono Paul, man, yeah, I'm not betting against that, man. I'm not doing it. Now we have an interesting match. We have Zakar. I'm not gonna pronounce the last name. No disrespect to you, brother. I can't pronounce it right now. And then we have Bryce Jones. This one is a toss-up. I don't know too much about these gentlemen, but I'm gonna go. This one is a toss-up because I don't really know these guys, but I'm gonna go Zakar. I'm gonna pick him. Now we have Michelle McHale Brown versus, I think that's Ellie Dempster. Now she's looks like she's gonna be a new fighter for the female division coming in. But I'm gonna tell you guys this, okay? Because we don't know when Paige Vanzant is coming back. Correct? So I think that this should have been the female's title fight, not against Ellie. But if you could, this is what I'm going to say. If you could not get Jackie Cataline, who's a savage, by the way, respect to her and everything she's got going on. If you couldn't get her, then you should have got one of my favorite female power slappers, Sheena Bathory. They should have had her versus Michelle Brown or Jackie Cataline for the championship. Okay, I think that would have been phenomenal. A phenomenal matchup. So with Michelle McHale Brown versus Ellie Dempster. But here's the thing though, with some of the new female fighters, you don't want to just toss them out of there, right? Because there was a fighter that came in before. She was new. She was tall. I forget her name too. But man, she stood toe to toe with Jackie Cataline, you know? And so I think that's to be, you know, you got to respect that. So anyway, what I'm saying is here, this is my prediction. Michelle Brown. That's who I'm going to pick. Michelle Brown. That's who I'm going to pick for this one. And then we have another friend, Luke Simmons. You already know what time it is with Luke, man. Anything Luke does, I really appreciate him for finding the channel, for commenting on all that stuff. We're going with our friend Luke Simmons. That's who we're going with. Luke has phenomenal power. He's athletic. He can take a shot. And in my humble opinion, I personally feel like Luke should have already been here. Luke should have already been here fighting the Wolverine for the championship. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, bias all the way, I would have went with Luke. Okay? That's just what it is. Nothing against Russell, but that's what it is. I feel like Luke has done enough to solidify himself as a contender. Now, if he wins this one, it's without a question. The next light heavyweight strap has to be Luke versus Wolverine. It just has to be. These are the two that have to go at it, because Luke has done a phenomenal job putting on shows and putting people away, honestly. So he's also a friend of the show. So I'm biased. I'm openly say I'm biased. He's a friend of the show. So I would love to see Luke in there against the Wolverine for the next card, whenever they have another card. So these are going to be my quick fight predictions for you guys. You know, all the best to these gentlemen and ladies that's getting ready to scrap on Friday. Come hang out with us. See us live. We'll be live on Friday. We'll be here going through all the fights and everything like that. So my simple question to you guys before I head on out of here is, who do you have winning Power Stop 13? What is your predictions? Was I wrong? Was I right? Are we kind of in between? Let me know. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.